Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm sure you've
Hello.
all heard the news by now.
Yep.
I am Fiora, and I have with me Headshot, iTalkin, Lightfoot Freddy, and Spitfire, and that's just the order their names are in on Discord. Uh,
Yeah.
do you, what are you guys gonna miss?
The game.
Yeah.
Not having XM1A3.
I can see that.
America intensifies.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm simply flabbergasted with all that happened, but somehow I was also not that surprised because the rumor was already going around for a long time. So, but
I mean, we've known for a while,
yeah,
via official and unofficial sources, that MyCom and Obsidian were having arguments.
Mm-hmm.
The game still has a lot of potential, but I
It's
have
even
seen less
shown.
than 5 games really survive developer changes.
well, if what we saw in Tier 8, if this is going to be the quality, or what we saw in Tier 5, then because the models really look bad.
And why do they look bad?
Well, if you look at the bottom of your screen when you load the game now, you'll notice that the CryEngine version for the PTS is different than the CryEngine version we are using currently in game. By the way, we're on the regular server, not the PTS.
This is normal server
And
because we're not allowed to try out PvE on the other one.
The fact of the matter is, when you change engines like that, you have to reprogram everything. Apparently, this is a request by MyCom to change the engine, or MailRU to change the engine.
Is it a simpler engine, or I don't really know a lot about
It's
the
just
engine.
an updated version of the CryEngine, but you can't. Like, there's a reason why MMOs like World of Warcraft still use the same engine they used 10 years ago.
So you've
Because
got to keep
changing it
people
is
playing on a potato PC.
that, and because changing it is a monumental task, because you have to reprogram every single piece of graphics and physics you have from the ground up. There's a reason why World of Tanks, like, they updated to an HD option, and it's a huge 9-10 extra gigabyte download.
Yep.
So
I hate the game reset my colorblind settings.
Oh no.
I've noticed that's been happening to a couple people.
Ow.
I
Hey,
am
I tell you what, I'm not gonna miss AI artillery.
Mm-hmm.
agreed. I am not gonna miss AI artillery. Now we're saying this like the game's dead, and well, let's just be honest. We can't get matches on the NA or EU server for hours, and therefore none of us can really do any content.
I get matches.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but the matches last as long as the queue.
Yeah, and
And it's a
I
loss.
mean, I logged in. I tried to stream last Saturday, logged in and sat in queue for 20 minutes, and then said, "Okay, I'm out."
I was having matches constantly during that time.
Don't know what I was doing wrong, but I might have been because I wasn't playing tier 9 and 10.
I wasn't playing
Because
Tier
I
9
was
and 10
trying to
either.
play I was trying to play middle tier, I was trying to play tier 5, and couldn't get a match. And I think that was that's one of the things I will miss, is like World of Tanks and a lot of the other military arcade simulations have this sense of grind to get a better vehicle, and this game was play whatever tank you really want to play and enjoy it.
exactly.
And that sense of not having to want to get to the next tank constantly was nice.
Yeah. The system worked actually with the tokens and everything. It's really nice.
Um, I think
And,
I think the system actually worked really well until you tried to add tier 9 and 10, but that's my opinion.
well, I mean that you can. It's about the system and not about the tanks or the vehicles.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go from tier 8 and you can pick your tier 9 from which class, that in itself is not a bad idea.
That was a wonderful idea. It meant that you could grind whatever lines you wanted, and then take the 9s and 10s you really wanted to enjoy. And it also meant they didn't have to like have full 10 tank lines. They could add a single tank here or there as needed.
Exactly.
I mean, you say that, but then you ended up with people like getting like tanks that had never played them before.
That's true.
That was the downside to the system.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that system is way better than Modern Tanks, where you have to
Oh, yeah,
play
exactly.
like one vehicle you really want at tier 10, but you have to grind an absolutely awful line of vehicles to get there.
Like the best thing has always been that you can deal with stuff. Like it's not like you're completely outmatched. Like I mean, those of us that have played World of Tanks will have played some of the tanks that are just absolute garbage, and you've got to try and grind through that. I mean, even the stock grind on most of the tanks is terrible. In this game, it's not quite so bad.
Yeah, you're still feasible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're even like tier 8 versus tier 10. All you have to do is get a sliver of a side shot, and you got the pen. And then like playing a KV4 versus an IS4, you're just gonna get smashed.
Or anything like versus an IS3, because IS3.
Well, you
Versus
know,
three.
just throw your keyboard at them and load the 2 key.
Yeah, true.
I honestly like. I'm really shocked that Obsidian would actually completely give up on the project and not attempt to take the license in order to get permission to make their own version. But
I am as well. I feel like Obsidian dumped a lot of money and love into this.
I mean, when we spoke to um,
Richard Taylor.
Richard Taylor, yeah, I mean, you could hear that he still loved the game and he was enjoying what he was doing on it, and
He's passionate about it.
I mean, either he's a really good actor, or when you like see the videos that go up on the Armored Warfare official YouTube,
Yeah.
he's legitimately interested in what he's doing. So he's either a really good actor or he legitimately like wanted this to succeed.
No, I think he wanted to succeed because I mean he loved it, but Mike gets working on so many projects right now. Like recently, Bethesda wants them to make the next Fallout, so they're going to have to be concentrating on that because that's could be a bigger project than this.
oh, miles
I
bigger.
mean, yeah, Bethesda wants them to make the next Fallout. They're making Pillars of Eternity 2. Obsidian is seeking to go without publishers now and simply have it either be funded by fans or otherwise, because like I think this marks the third or fourth time Obsidian has had a publisher change the rules on them when they were almost done with something, and then they have to suffer for it. I know they had it happen with LucasArts and KOTOR 2. I know they had it happen with Fallout New Vegas and Bethesda, which is interesting to see that like they would talk to Bethesda again about much of anything unless Bethesda really realized, hey, they made a good game and we just didn't give them the resources they needed to finish it.
Yeah.
Have we killed all the AI?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
All
wasn't
the
very
AI
hard,
dead.
was it? This is supposed to be a hard mission, and I haven't emptied all of my ammo yet.
This is simply. So there is so much AI in the game. That's what what's his name was it? Felix.
Yeah.
It's not a damage cap, but simply the amount of AI vehicles in the game. So
We were too good.
But
yeah, very good mission.
I'm gonna
It
miss
is.
trolling people with my Leopard 1A5.
Yeah,
Don't
that
forget,
is a.
Hitting people in the face
Nice.
with like the starship.
Oh yeah.
You guys who've actually been on the PTS, how is it compared to the patch now?
Okay,
Um,
Tier 1 to 4 we had fun in. The tier 5 to 7 it was extremely painful, but tier 8 was surprisingly fun.
Yeah.
Me and Freddie identified some seriously frustrating issues. Tanks, the spotting duration is way too short. Bushes are absolutely magical. People don't get spotted until like they're 25 meters away. Artillery on a non-penetrating high explosive hit can do 800 to 1,000 damage.
Yeah.
In my tier 7 M1A1, I was penetrated frontally by an artillery AP round for 826 damage.
Reminds me of the
Ridiculous.
Centauro one,
The
155.
the removing the missile warning was
Yeah.
one of the most stupid decisions I've ever seen. Because
Chieftain 900.
oh yeah, the Chieftain
Totally.
the Chieftain 900 has a bug model in which its whole front, side, and rear is completely impenetrable.
You cannot pen it.
Wait, what?
You cannot pen
Where do you
it.
have
That's
that?
amazing.
The
Oh, I thought I'd read it.
The
I got the ready
Chieftain
bug.
apparently, this has been bitched at on the forums. The Chieftain 900 is completely impenetrable from the front, side, and rear because the model's bugged with the new
Yeah.
engine.
The only place you can pen it is in the cupola, which is
Oh.
going to be done away for full damage, and the turret rim, which is slightly bigger than normal.
Yeah.
Or you
Other
can pin it
things?
in the rear of the turret. You can't pin the side of the turret. You can pin the rear.
Yeah, the rear of the turret. Other things is that the Dragoon 125, its ERA can block modern sabot shells over and over and over again. In fact, it doesn't even function like ERA. It functions like it has composite blocks on it. The same goes for the Ramka, which is more difficult to penetrate from the side than it is the front.
The
It's the
T90.
it's the old Ramka from the closed beta, except
Yeah.
worse now.
Yeah.
The T90 on the top plate, is on the top plate of the tank, with my Challenger Evo. Was it tier 8? Was it
Leopard Evo.
Leopard 2A4 Evo? Penetrated to the upper plate. Just ram it through.
Yeah, there
Sure.
is some serious armor issues going on right now.
Well, I would say that's not necessarily like intentional. I think that's because of the engine change and the modeling is just not there anymore.
And to be honest, this sucks because we were having genuine fun tier 8 when there wasn't that overpowered artillery involved. We were having fun going back and forth with people and aiming at weak spots on tanks that weren't broken. Me and Freddie were generally having fun.
I mean, my personal opinion of artillery was it works fine as is.
Yeah.
It's not really the game changer, which is the problem. If you can't make it into a game changer, then I would have considered removing it altogether.
To be honest, artillery in its current state, which is basically just FV 183s everywhere, should just be completely removed. I'm sorry, but it is just broken right now and shouldn't be in game.
This doesn't
They
work.
should have removed it initially. Like, I don't understand the hate for artillery in Armored Warfare. It has never been that big of an issue.
The only issue people had was AI artillery because they just constantly target players and just
exactly.
rain shells on you.
That's ridiculous. And an M109, you still and bouncing in a heat shell
Mm-hmm.
on a Paladin, really. And I was like, what? Just bouncing.
And then,
snow several times.
yeah, and then on tier 4 they have the same HP that MBTs do. They're a little slower. They have better gun stats. They reload at the same time, and they do twice as much damage.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun to play, really. 1 to 4 was really.
Oh yeah, 1 to 4. Despite the artillery and the missiles and everything, it was genuinely fun to play.
Sorry.
So
The Scimitar was really fun. What else did we play? It was so fun. The Scorpion.
Oh,
Scimitar is amazing.
the Scorpion was
Scimitar is
hilarious.
amazing. The Scorpion, all the Scorpion variants are now like legitimate threats on the PTS
Yeah.
version.
Fast and gun depression.
M113 ACAV. I love that little thing. That recorderless rifle is a beast.
But sadly, this is mostly like this is stuff that may not ever be finished because MailRU may very well just take it and be done with it because we know that MailRU wants a direct competitor to World of Tanks. They really just want a modern World of Tanks version. That's what they really want. And Obsidian is a developer that doesn't have that kind of vision for any of its games. It doesn't like the idea of playing second place or just creating a clone, so they've been doing their best to not do that. And I guess it finally just came to a head between them and MailRU, which is the frustrating part. I mean, so many of these vehicles that we see on the BTS are amazing and fun and actually relatively well balanced.
I mean, we're saying all this like this doesn't well, the game's not necessarily gonna die immediately, but obviously
But
everyone's got serious concerns as to how it's gonna progress from here.
but it can be helped. It can be helped if you know what I mean.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I
And if
totally agree.
and if you are well solely want to do this for the Russian server, then it will not take long before
Yeah.
the game also on the US server dies. Simple, because
I
they don't
mean,
care. Crappy service, crappy everything will be crap again.
People do not want to be second place to the Russians.
Oh, and you will be.
We've seen it happen with World of Tanks and War Thunder, where the Russian server was listened to more than the others. People don't want to see that happen again.
and also, like, hate to say it, a lot of people left World of Tanks to come to this game because it had an American developer. Even if MailRU does a fantastic job, people simply aren't going to trust it.
Exactly.
There's always going to be that World of Tanks fear, isn't it? The gold ammo and
Yep.
The gold ammo.
It's not just World of Tanks, it's War Thunder as well, where Russian vehicles were consistently biased and made to be better.
And as Spitfire just put it, Russian bias being a consistent theme, and just a list of issues that exist between World of Tanks and War Thunder that people just don't trust Gaijin or Wargaming anymore for the most part when they tell them things. They still play their game because they enjoy the game, but they don't actually trust half of what they're told.
Yeah, but there are some major YouTubers who are still showing Gaijin Entertainment or War Thunder,
True.
and then we talk about Phil Daly and Baron von Games, but they don't do any more World of Tanks because they're not allowed to do it. You cannot do also with this game. You cannot do World of Tanks and Armored Warfare because Wargaming would simply say, you will not get license to broadcast.
No, it's not that you won't get licensed to broadcast. They can't stop you from broadcasting. They just tell you we're not going to send you any prize support.
Yes, exactly.
I was offered a contract to just do World of Tanks when I was doing both games. And this is one of the reasons I completely stopped World of Tanks was, quote, you will no longer be allowed to do Armored Warfare or War Thunder content, but we will provide you with prize support. And I'm like, screw that.
No, that's not the way.
And that is their system for maintaining a
Monopoly.
on the press is they offer support, but only if you refuse to do their competitors.
And it
Yep.
feels like a shame because it seems that this has happened for the second time in a few years where a game has come up and has just been screwed over by people. It happened with War
It's not
Thunder.
screwed over by bad development. It's screwed over by internal development politics.
I guess.
I mean, I would speculate that Obsidian had finished its work because a lot of Obsidian employees were saying that crunch time was over. But to what end that work actually has gotten to, I can't say one way or the other.
it also feels like it was a very last minute thing anyway. We had the long road ahead post, and then all of a sudden, like one day, it disappeared. Like, and this has all happened in the last week or so.
Yeah,
Like
so
that it's all been coming out.
Yeah, I imagine that in the last less than a week, I would say a couple days, this was a snap decision between Obsidian and MailRU, probably over a major disagreement that we'll never hear about. I mean, you've seen the releases by the two presidents of the companies, and they're very tailored, diplomatic
yeah.
ways of putting things.
Well, I mean, we could always count on another person like Gator Tribe coming out and breaking NDA. to give us their perspective on what happened, regardless of whether it's true or not.
I very much doubt that what Gator Travis said is accurate, simply because
I feel the same.
if he had said that, he would be sued. He would be sued very hard if any of what he had to say was accurate, because that's an obvious massive breach of non-disclosure agreement. Because when people like Felix and Spunky and even Silent Stalker to some degree are being told you can't say anything about what went on, and they're not. But then this person comes out and makes this huge Reddit post as their own public profile. They're obviously not all in the know, or there's something up that they're not telling us.
That's for sure. So, I don't know the information or who is. There's also a lot of disinformation, lies, and I don't know.
I think there needs to be a bit of an official statement from the powers that be as to what is coming next. Because the community is, like, let's be honest, the community is freaking out right now, and rightly so.
I mean, yeah, the long road ahead post was less than a week ago at this point.
Yep.
And then suddenly this. The community's gonna flip its shit for weeks, and people are gonna stop playing, and everyone who was considering making a purchase has put that purchase on hold.
Yep.
So,
Thank you, Gator Tribe.
But you know what I find disgusting? That they still let people buy gold and buy this and buy that. That's really.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, if people know what's going on and still buy gold, then it's up to them, really.
That's true. That's true. But this article was after that.
Yeah.
So, and this was known already a longer time. Also
and,
about the patch.
and let's also be further honest here. Like, there are some things that have been going on that nobody has addressed. Like, premium time disappearing. There's been no official address about it.
Yeah.
I still haven't got it back.
I have lost over a year's worth of premium time, just gone.
332 days worth of premium gone, and that was about 4 months ago.
I noticed on a stream in November I had 371 days of premium. On the next stream I had 202, and those streams are a week apart.
Maybe you've been playing a lot. Maybe. You know. Sorry.
100 days
Sorry.
worth.
Never mind.
100 days
In a week.
worth in less than a week.
Now play day and night.
Well, you Marty McFly.
Oh, I have my
DeLorean.
I actually have my premium time back.
Yeah, some of you got. Also,
Nice.
my body of mine got.
Yeah,
this,
so some people got an answer to their post. My answer was they gave me a week to make up for 371 lost days. I even sent them the screenshots from the live stream showing, here's this, here's a link to the stream for the day this took place, here's the next screenshot with a link to the day it took place, and here's today with a link to when I was recording today. And I got a week instead of 300. Headshot, I don't think's received anything.
I kept getting 30-day things, like, for the duration that it's supposed, but that's it. Even that stopped, because that only happened because I was speaking to Freitag about it. I was actually speaking directly to him about the premium time issue. But yeah, they haven't even added that on this month, so I'm just without premium and without the replacement. So I'm now not running premium.
I began to also suspect something else was up when, like, I think sometime at the beginning of the year, Obsidian's PR manager on Twitter just stopped saying anything about Armored Warfare. He hasn't said anything about Armored Warfare in almost a month. And he's one of my main contacts, and when I expressed concern to him about dealings with MyCom that some people had expressed to me. He said we share we share and understand your concerns, but I can't comment, or all I can do is direct you to these two people who work for MyCom who may be able to shed some light on stuff. And I'm like, well, that's the problem. We don't want to deal with these people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I do want to just say that we wish, obviously, Obsidian all the best for
of course. Oh
for their
yes,
next projects.
that's for sure.
I mean, we wish Obsidian all the best. I hope Mail RU has the competency level to take over, but having looked at their current track record of mobile, the only thing I've seen by them is mobile games, and a mobile games developer is not someone that I would consider having the pedigree required to really develop a full blown PC version. I've seen mobile to PC ports. I've reviewed a lot of them. Most of them are really bad.
And don't you think
Yeah.
also the console thing is playing maybe? That they want to bring it out on console only?
I don't think so.
No?
The console market is huge.
The console
So
market is huge, and at the same time, developing this game for console would be.
The games would have to be so dumbed down it would probably wouldn't look much like Warfare.
well, you
Look
say
much like
that,
Armored
but
Warfare anymore.
it works. World of Tanks have managed to do it.
Yeah.
That's World of
World
Tanks,
of
which
Tanks
is
has
an
managed to
engine
do
that.
it, but you have to remember, like the console programming versus programming for a PC is so radically different that the two games, the console version of World of Tanks and the PC version, will never be able to interact with each other ever.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. We have the same problem with Warframe. Like the PC is always going to be ahead of the console just because of the way certification and all that works.
Yeah, and also because of, I mean, I could see maybe the Xbox Scorpio project, which is supposed to be able to directly interface with Windows 10 Live, might do it for Windows 10, but I don't see this game being prepared for Windows 10 at this point because you would be reprogramming the whole game. I'm just gonna say that Mail RU not only has their work cut out for them, they have an uphill climb, and their mule is refusing to move.
They have some big shoes to fit. I mean, let's be honest. What you said, I cannot think of any big game Mail or you has. What I've seen is not really impressive.
Mm. I do
So,
want to just say that none of us want the game to fail.
oh,
None of us want that, and like we'd all love to see it succeed. But I think I don't want to speak to everybody, but I think we're just concerned about how likely that is.
I mean, as I said earlier, I can count 4 games that I've ever played that have had changes in developer during their development cycle that still became a success. And there have been hundreds of games that have changed developer during their development cycle.
A lot of people are just skeptical. And
And
take
I
it.
mean, rightly so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, everyone's skeptical because switching it to a different company is kind of scary.
yeah, dodgy.
It's a big
Yes.
step, really big step. It's not one they take lightly either.
I mean, it means that no one who worked on the game previously will be working on it.
To be honest, I would develop a form of PTSD if we suddenly gain premium rounds.
I
know from what I read from Silent Stalker on the forums, there is a post coming soon explaining a lot of what the future holds for certain things. I don't know what that's going to include, but I definitely read him say something along those lines.
I am sorry to the people that put good faith in this game. I'm also a person who is completely caught off guard by the announcement yesterday.
Just came out of
Because
nowhere.
Yeah.
I didn't think that anyone in their right mind would have followed through with such a decision.
Seems crazy. It really does.
This means that Mycom has to earn our trust, like we did with Obsidian.
It's not going to be Mycom. It's going to be Mail RU.
Or Mail RU.
Just call them MRG.
What is MRG?
It's
Mail Room
it's their mail group, merchant group or something.
They're
It's,
still gonna have to earn our trust. That's the whole thing.
They're
The
still
thing
gonna
is,
have to earn our
they
trust,
they
and
still have the potential to do it. Like, let's be honest, Obsidian had never done a game like this before. So,
True.
I mean, they've had to come from nothing and to come up, you know, with
But-
this game.
But the difference being, like, we all have, even with the bugs and the crashes, we all have fond memories of Fallout New Vegas. We all have, even though at the end of the day the game was considered not very good because of the story, we still all have memories of Knights of the Old Republic 2, which is what put Obsidian on the map. We all still remember those games, and therefore Obsidian had that pedigree to go in to say, hey, we can do good work.
I consider like Fallout New Vegas' story superior to Fallout 4's.
well, that's
I
because
consider
Fallout 4 is
New
a complete
Vegas
shit show.
in just about every way, but graphically, to still be better than Fallout 4. I would rather
Yeah.
do a Fallout New Vegas stream with a couple hundred mods installed for stuff I like than to do a Fallout 4 stream.
Yep.
The only Fallout 4 streams that, for me, were ever successful was the ones immediately showing the new DLC and me taking the piss out of it.
I mean, just to illustrate this, how many, like, we're talking about the Fallout series now, but how many characters from Fallout New Vegas do you remember?
I can remember 6, like, offhand.
I can remember 7 or 8 and remember their personalities. And if I go to Fallout 4, how many characters do you actually remember very much of?
About 10, but that's because I played it yesterday. Give me 4 years without either game, and I'll probably remember New Vegas way more.
What about you guys?
Well,
I never played New Vegas.
I still have to play New Vegas and Fallout 4. So.
Fallout 4, I just remember the guy that's like, there's trouble over there. Go help this settlement out.
That
Preston
guy,
Garvey.
Was it Preston? Yeah.
Yeah, Preston Garvey.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
and
fuck
then
that guy.
Nick
and
Valentine.
then Nick Valentine and
There was about 2 fleshed out companions in Fallout 4, while all of New Vegas's companions were pretty well fleshed out. Hell, even the DLC companions were really fleshed out.
Can't forget about Dogmeat, best companion.
The only reason
companion.
why Dogmeat is best companion is because he allows me to take the Lone Wanderer perk tree because he doesn't count as a companion. That's the only reason why I like Dogmeat.
I mean, I remember I don't remember his name, but I remember the guy in the Brotherhood of Steel who's basically always suspicious of you and doesn't like you over remembering Paladin Dance. Like, I had more conversations with that guy that were more entertaining and more emotionally in depth than I had with my companion. That's kind of sad.
I spent the entire game calling him Paladin Dance.
Oh my god, I've got to make a modding request for that. Modding request, Paladin Dance to Paladin Dance.
I feel like there should be a meme now that says Paladin Dance.
Well,
And there should be like an entire video dedicated to how dumb he was.
my name is Paladin Dance, and I am from the Brotherhood of Steel. After killing 500 enemies with you, I will now reveal my feelings to you, which will be compressed in about 2 sentences.
Oh, and I love Piper as well. I love Piper.
I think that's because her and Valentine were the only people who were actually fleshed out.
Yep.
I didn't really even get a good conversation with Piper where I was like, I like you. Most of the time it was like, I really don't like you because you remind me way too much of Jameson from Spider-Man.
Okay.
The
Don't know who that is.
okay, fair
The
enough.
newspaper editor, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the newspaper editor who's constantly trying to make Spider-Man look bad.
Okay.
Even when Spider-Man does good things, he finds a way to make it sound like he did something bad.
To be honest, I
Maybe
enjoy
slightly
making
off topic,
Spider-Man look bad.
Okay,
Spider-Man's
so
awful.
we've derailed
Paladin
enough.
Dance. Paladin Dens
derailed
helped us
enough.
get off topic.
Guys, the PTS is going up in a minute.
I know we have time.
So, are you looking forward to playing PTS this afternoon, Freddy?
No.
Wow. Wow.
No.
Why not?
No, I just heard my brother-in-law died last night.
Oh
And
no.
I was quite shocked about that, actually, and was still am. Because they were Friday with us at home celebrating my daughter's birthday. So
I will give you the utmost credit for still being here. I personally, if a family member of mine had passed away, would not be here recording right now.
I know I was doubting, but I wanted to be here because, well, it means a lot to me also, and he would wanted me to simply succeed and keep doing this. So anyway, we saved the town. Yay!
Hooray.
Hooray! We prevented
Oh.
nuclear Armageddon. Why did we have to prevent nuclear Armageddon? Who protects their nuclear silos this little?
And now
Why is it in the middle of a small town in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
I mean,
good camouflage. It's stealthy as well.
that is something I think the
No
game
one would
really.
suspect it.
It's
that is
so
something I
over.
think
It's
the game really
covert.
needed that was cut from the project was a coherent story.
Yeah, they wanted to put a story mode in it, but
They even got mentioned in the Long Road Ahead post.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best posts I think I've ever read on the forums, and then
Yeah.
bam, one day it was just gone.
Everyone was saying the same thing. So honest, sincere, and people were, yeah, they understood and they were fine with it. And then they pulled the article. Yeah, then all shit broke loose in the forum. So, and then with this news coming after that, really bad timing. So. Let's see.
ATDU best scout confirmed, by the way.
It is best scout.
I did 19,217 damage. I got 19,995 spotting
T90MS still best tier 10.
and a platinum crate.
Wow.
T90 on this still best tutor. I can say that I will play the 2.0 patch, but I'm not.
We all should play.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do any more videos from the PTS until I know exactly what's happening with the PTS.
Yeah, I'm
Because
not doing any more videos
we're
from the
testing mechanics
PTS.
we're testing mechanics that's already changed.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any old replays. I had like 6 that I still hadn't done, and I was saving them for to build up hype for 2.0, and now I'm just. I hate to say it, guys. If 2.0 comes out in its current state, that it is on the PTS, this is probably my last Armored Warfare video, period.
I will not be making Armored Warfare content as much as I do now if 2.0 is a flop.
Yeah.
I will have to diversify my channel and play other games.
Well, I think I feel the same actually. So I will wait until 2.0 and then make a decision. And I will also tell my subscribers the same thing. I'll say, listen, guys, I'm going to do this as long as the game is until 2.0. And if that doesn't bring a better game, then I simply cut all ties. Simple as that.
Yeah, basically, if we find the game fun, then we'll continue doing content on it. If not,
Yeah.
then
Exactly.
the thing is, the moment we don't enjoy our making content is the moment nobody enjoys watching it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because people can tell. The one thing I've
Mhm.
learned on YouTube is that if you're having a terrible day when you're making your video, people can tell.
Yeah. It's true. It's totally true. No. Anyway,
And
I think we should wait for information as soon as we have more information, we can share that with everyone, and that we should keep doing until 2.0. And I think with us are a lot of community contributors saying the same thing. We will wait until 2.0, and some of them are saying, "F this, I'm not going to continue with this. I'm stopping." So 2.0, and then it's done.
I know it's definitely make or break time
Yeah,
for the game. It really is.
it is.
I mean, it was make or break time in New Year's when we had no patch.
Yeah.
Now it's, can you I mean, this is my opinion, but can you resurrect it from the dead?
Well, Fiora, the thing is that what you said already, it went before December. Everyone was expecting around Christmas the new patch, the new vehicles. Hey, what a blast! People are holidays are there, and people are at home celebrating, filming. They play games, because that's the most time that people have it during the vacations. They play more, and nothing, not even marketing or advertisement, not even a clip or nothing. While they have those clips and like teasers, they have. That's on their YouTube site. And it's not so easy to simply edit them in such a way that you can make a nice ad out of it. You know? It doesn't have to cost millions of dollars. You can simply do that, throw it on the internet, on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever.
So if you're just going through and looking at all the vehicles and reminiscing.
I still think fondly of my T64A during the alpha. This feels like a corpse of what it used to be.
Type 69 is nice. It really plays nice.
I miss I'm really gonna miss this version of the Leopard. I mean, at first I really just didn't like it because of how extra heavy it was and how hard it felt to move in comparison to the regular Leopard. And then like I started really playing it, and I'm like, this is.
The turret armor is so trolley.
I mean, to illustrate how much of a baby this is, my new channel banner is the fan drawn avatar of me in the commander's hatch of a Leopard 1A5 shooting a T-72 on the side.
And you went nuts when we found that Leopard 1 in Bovington.
I did. I did legitimately just like
Hug it.
I hugged it.
You're gonna miss the Fox as well. I know you will.
At first I didn't know what to think about that thing, and then I think it's actually my most played vehicle. I'm looking right now. Is it my most played vehicle? Oh my god, it is. It is my most played vehicle by a mile and a half.
What is the one that you do to go by your most played vehicle? Which one is
go
it?
to PvP and scroll down to the bottom, and it says favorite vehicle.
Oh wait, hang on.
And then if I click on the Fox, I have 149 battles in it, and I only have a total of.
My favorite vehicle is the BMP3.
1,800.
My favorite vehicle is the BMP3, but to be honest, the vehicle I always have the most fun playing in Armored Warfare is actually the T80, and it feels sad to have it at tier 5, in which it feels absolutely gutted.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys, we're just.
But I think that's probably. You should probably cut it off.
Yeah. We hope it doesn't end. We hope the game isn't actually done, but for the moment, this is the last episode of Armor Talk until further development shows warrants that we should continue the series. And I think this is the closest we're going to get to a fond farewell to a game that we all thoroughly enjoyed with hundreds of hours of our time put into it. I'm just curious, guys. Like, if you're still logged in, look at your dossier. I've got 8 days, 11 hours. Almost 8 days, 12 hours. What about you, Headshot?
Mine's gonna be a lot less. Hang on, I don't know I can't remember when my dossier is. There it is. It's the big button that says dossier.
When-
I've got approximately 13 days of playing Armored Warfare.
27 days, 9 hours and 54 seconds.
I've only got 2 days. 2 days, 12 hours apparently.
Yeah, mine's 2 days, 22 hours. Because it's the European server. NA server is probably around 13.
I mean, if we add all that up collectively, and this is like time we've actually been in game. Collectively, that's 2 months of.
That's in battle as well. That's not just in the garage where we're doing stuff for videos or.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
None of that is in the garage. That is just battle time on actually shooting at other tanks. We collectively have just over 60 days of our lives invested in this.
No,
Mm-hmm.
Um,
that's a lot.
I hope the game continues development. I hope that Male RU, who has massive pants to fill, can fill them. But for the moment, this is my last Armored Warfare video until further development. This has been Fiora with you guys. You guys want to say anything?
Well, we hope to see you soon, everyone. That everything will really go as we hope it will go. Until that time, take care, and we'll talk to you later.
I guess we'll see where things go from here in terms of the PTS, in terms of how Mail.ru deal with all of this. But yeah, hopefully they can turn it around. We'll see what happens, I guess.
Yep, what Headshot said, and I wish Obsidian the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want this game to die.
Me neither. I love this game.
I've spent a lot of my time, money,
Yeah.
investment, channel time, streaming, recording videos to see the game just die a pathetic, slow death.
I can say I've put blood, sweat, and tears because I actually reached down to get something I dropped off my desk during a stream and cut my arm on my desk while I was playing Armored Warfare. So I can officially say I've put blood, sweat, and tears into this.
I've put other people's tears into this.
I made a total of 172 videos of Armored Warfare.
Oh god, I don't even know.
Well, I do on average 7 videos and 2 streams a week. That's 8 streams a month and 24 videos. Or more.
Armor Talk is 11. Is 15. This would be 16. 3 Amigos with only 1 episode not being Armored Warfare is 10 more. And total videos on my Armored Warfare playlist. Oh dear god, where is it? This is gonna be like stupid. I imagine 193 with 73 additional videos that are just reviews of vehicles. Anyway, goodbye guys.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Thanks very
Take
much
care,
for watching,
guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Everybody take care. We hope for better development. Please check out Headshot, iTalk, and Lightfoot Freddy or Spitfire. I have all links in the description, as I imagine they have in theirs. And we'll hopefully be getting together for another project soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Definitely.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Bye.